Hello, everyone. It is time for another edition of Try Hard Racing. Me, Case TV. You know, they say of me, he does the best he can with what he's got, which I admit is not a lot of talent, but it is a whole lot of headaches. Not physical headaches, technical headaches. Yeah. Oh, well, I haven't played. First of all, I haven't played in a couple weeks. There's going to be headaches on the road as well. But yeah, technical headaches going on. Let's continue my career, get that loaded. I haven't played in a couple weeks. It's going to be weird and difficult. But I do want to mention that as you are watching this on YouTube, in the description there should be a link, not in the description. As a pinned comment, there should be a link to a poll asking if you want to join a YouTube community. It could be a community, and you could vote me out. A YouTube community. I'm looking to see if anybody might be interested in that. That's something new that YouTube has come up with, and it's It would be a good thing, I think, but if there's no interest, then I'm not going to bother to set it up. What it is basically is it's like a wall. You can leave your own comments, or I don't know if you have the ability to leave polls and stuff on your own, whatever. But you can ask the entire community something. You can put a post up there, and then other people can respond to it and stuff like that. So it's not completely like a Discord where there's different channels for things, whatever. Just one channel. Anyway, if you're interested, please vote in that poll. In fact, if you're not interested, please vote in that poll, because then I'll know, and there will be multiple options there. So vote as you wish and leave a comment in the poll as well. Anyway, also I was going to mention, I mentioned when I tried this stream the first time, crinklesmusic.com. There is a link in the description there. I am looking for more suggestions for background music from their soundtrack from a box, volumes 21, 23, and 24. Most of my music comes from 22. So if you can give me up to 3 suggestions from each of 21, 23, and 24, if I use your suggestions, any of your suggestions, you'll get a pinned comment shout out for a month from me, and on YouTube. And if the suggestion comes through Twitch, you can whisper me on Twitch also. I'm open all whispers on Twitch, twitch.tv/rollcage_TV. And I'll make you a VIP on Twitch for a month. So there you go. And if you put the same suggestion in both places, well, I'll just decide where to. I'm not going to give you double. You think I'm going to give you double recognition if I only use one of your songs? Well, okay, if I use all of your songs, give you recognition both ways. Okay, go to the Grand Prix. Next session is free practice 1. No, I don't want free practice, but I have to change it here. I'm not going to do a full weekend. Why do you keep telling me full weekend? I never want full weekend. I always want basic weekend. I don't have time for all this stuff. Official practice. Let's see how I do. That's the setting I always use, and it changes it the whole time. Oh, I should have made sure that the race settings were set to 50%. If they're not 50%, I might have to do the whole thing. Oh, I wear these gloves because my hands sweat. I wear these homemade gloves, white cotton gloves with the fingertips cut out and cosmetic pads taped to the inside. And I've had this particular pair for a long time, and the cosmetic pads have started to delaminate on one side.
The second Moto3 practice session is about to start.
The pinky, I notice, is starting to just fall apart. So it's not just the tip that's sticking out. And they start to roll down too. So anyway, the main thing is where my hands touch the controller don't get all funky, because the glove is falling apart, the rubber on the controller would also be falling apart and delaminate if I didn't do that. All right, continue. Let's practice. Yes, that's 5 minutes of blah, blah, blah before we actually start racing. But it's only 5 minutes. That's not bad for me. Flying start, yes,
movement
please.
in the pits. The bike is ready.
There's movement in the pits. Yeah, continue. Don't worry, the announcer, there's a bug. The announcer will go away after I play for long enough. Oh, look at me jamming. I'm doing great. Oh, yeah, right. It's still the autopilot. All right. It has been a couple weeks since I played. As I'm streaming this, which is only like the second weekend of November, I know you're watching this like Merry Christmas time. That's how far ahead I've got videos queued up for YouTube. Well, I mean, unless you're watching this on the VOD, then you know what week it is, or you're watching live. But yeah, on the first Saturday of the months, every 3 months, first Saturday of November, May, August, wait, I missed one. November, February, May, and August, which are approximately the, if I end up going in the pit and I am stuff. Yes, the first Saturday of all of those, I have a 12-hour marathon stream, so I don't do other stuff. Actually, the first of every month, I play dirt rally instead of this game on Saturday. So, but since I stream 3 episodes of this at a time instead of just 2 that I publish on the weekends, I still have plenty of content saved up. Other games on my webpage, not webpage. I don't have a webpage. I'm not gonna pay anyone for a webpage. Screw that. Forget that. I'm very frustrated using questionable language. Forget that. I'm not going to pay anyone for an IP address. On my, what was I talking about? On my YouTube channel then? Yes, on my YouTube channel, I do have playlists, featured games section that has playlists for all the games I've ever played on stream that I've had, all the series that I've had on stream. There are those quarterly streams are Twitch only streams. I get to play a bunch of games that I don't usually play and just have fun for 12 hours. When I say marathon, people say, oh, a 24-hour stream, and there's 2 reasons it's not a 24-hour stream. The main reason is because I live in an apartment complex, and my neighbors would not put up with me streaming 24 hours, even on a weekend. There is a curfew. But also, I'm an old retired guy. I'm not gonna... I am not going to push my physical health 24 hours. Although I'm sure I still could. I'm not going to do it. So, and if I did it, it would be probably from noon until noon, not like 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Because forget that. I'm not going to get up early no matter what. It would not. I would not be getting up at 6 and staying up until 6. I could stay up till 6, but I can't get up at 6. Anyway, 12-hour streams. I suppose, you know, they say curfew. Curfew always means after a certain time you can't. But isn't it like Gremlins? Well, isn't it always after midnight? I mean, if it's 10 in the morning on Monday, it's after midnight on Monday. You know, after midnight when the day changes from Sunday to Monday. So all day it's after midnight. during the week, curfew's after 10 p.m. Well, 10 p.m. until when? 10 p.m. until midnight? When the day changes? No, obviously not. It's 10 p.m. until whatever they think is a reasonable time to start making noise in the morning the next day. But they don't say what time that is, so the first day you move in, once it hits 10 o'clock, that's it. You're muted for the rest of your lease. You agreed to not make noise after 10 p.m. and guess what? It's now after 10 p.m. perpetually. They really should give up from 10 until 6. From 10 until 6. You know, except on Friday and Saturdays, then it's midnight until 8 or something. And what's excessive noise anyway? I mean, excessive noise, if you made excessive noise before 10, they would, you know, people would complain. So you have to be quiet. I don't know exactly how it's worded, but it's like, you have to be quiet. Did I don't know if I put up my party chat on. I don't see it on my screen. Well, let's get this thing before oh, I do see it on my screen. It's just covered up by some other text. Or, you know, it's blotted out by some other text. I can hear myself. I know I'm talking. I was just afraid maybe my party chat wasn't on. Oh. Yeah, I have it displayed in a particular corner of the screen that's normally the best corner, but in this game, it's kind of hard for me to see. Hopefully the display in the lower left corner of my addresses and the chat box on the right side is okay. I try to keep the chat box fairly small and pretty translucent, but still dark, so that if people type text, chat messages, you'll all be able to read it. The regular messages that come up, I have timing bots that come up to remind you of certain things, like to keep the language all ages appropriate, but those don't show up in the chat box because I ignore those. Unfortunately, I ignore a lot of chats that come up unintentionally. But I stream the way I like watching streams, even if they're VODs or they're, you know, stream replays posted to YouTube or whatever. I do not like face cam. If someone's playing a game, if they're like just chatting, then obviously a face cam is a good thing. Or if they're just chatting while doing, you know, something else, knitting or cooking or whatever, you know, then a camera on whatever you're doing. Let's say they're knitting something, you know, it's a crochet stream. Well, then, you know, having a camera showing what you're crocheting. But face cams when you're playing, I don't care how much green screen you've got. Certain games it's okay. Like if you're playing chess, well, that's just a little square board. You don't have to see the whole screen. But a game like this, don't you want to see as much of the screen as you can and not have somebody's face blocking it? I don't know. I don't like seeing other people's faces anyway. So no face cam. Don't ask about a face cam. Somebody asked about a face cam when I first started streaming. And when I first started streaming, it was racing, rally racing. And though I'm restricted to playing on a controller now, I used to play with a wheel. I don't have a place anymore to put the wheel, so. But people have not just a face cam blocking the screen. They'll have like a face cam in a little box and a camera, over-the-shoulder camera for their to show the wheel, and then another camera on their feet so I can see that they're hitting the pedals. Why do I need to see your feet? I mean, why do I need to know when you're actually hitting the pedals? And then they'll probably have another display on the screen that is like shows all that stuff electronically, you know, a little flash when you're hitting the brake, you know, like you've seen people have controller displays, you know, they'll have displays showing, you know, when you're how far off center you're steering and when you're hitting the tapping the brake and the clutch and all this stuff. It's like, okay, so you've got that on the screen, plus you've got a foot cam and a hand cam, so I can see where your wheel turning and when you're hitting the brake and you know, the clutch as well, maybe. And then, you know, of course, you've also got a camera on your, you know, your cat cam or whatever. Which, you know, the only camera I would appreciate would be a cat cam, probably. But I want to see what you're doing, you know? I'm below 25 minutes. I should have gone back to the pit already.
The direction takes us inside the pit, where the team is waiting for its rider to return.
Don't want to do more than 10 minutes of this. And position 9 of 26. Yeah, well, that's going to change. Live session. So now I'll just fast forward this for a bit. If I go up to 30, it starts to lag. So I just go up to 10. Wait until it gets down to 10, under 10, and then I'll go back out. Notice my position will go from 6 to 26 in an instant. The reason it lags out is because the next click up and fast forward is 30, and you see my name go down so quickly that it's watching my position change so rapidly. It lags out. It can't keep up with how low I'm dropping. Gives me a good opportunity to scroll back, see where there've been no chats. I'm lonely. Okay, I'm below 10 minutes. Let's go back to the track. Flying Star.
The rider makes her way confidently.
The rider makes her way confidently. Not so confidently. In 26th place. How confidently can you get? It's kind of the one annoyance I have, and I think every racing game is like this. If they have a qualifier or a practice, you're always in first place, like on the first lap, but then they just assume that you're going to make faster and faster laps every time. And that's just not true. As a human, now, perhaps they do make the track faster. You know, that's the idea, is the track lays down the rubber and gets faster and faster. But I don't believe they only do that if you're actually on the racing line, which, you know, that would be the best simulation is, yeah, the track gets faster, but only on the racing line. And since I'm never on the racing line, it would have no effect on me. But my guess is, you know, though they make the track a little faster for everyone, I'm not going to get significantly faster times no matter what you see. This is not a faster time than I had before. I am taking a long lap unintentionally, but at full speed, so I would get a penalty for that, except warning at least. I am playing on the easy mode, on the arcade experience, as you've probably seen in the upper right corner a few times on menus and stuff. This is a full of fun playthrough. It is meant to have fun, and the best way to have fun for me is on the arcade playthrough. I'm not very good. I tried to play MotoGP 2020, which I don't think had a full of fun or had a arcade experience. It was just a simulation experience, and I would have preferred lots of things of that, except I couldn't come close to beating anybody. The difficulty levels were much too high, and so I decided just to cut down on the fact that it otherwise would take me more than 5 years to complete this playthrough, and not only would 2025 be 2025 would have been out for many years. 2026 would have been out for many years. 2030 would be out. And I only buy these every 5 years. So by the time I finish this playthrough as it is, it might be time for me to buy MotoGP 2030. I am playing on Xbox One. I was glad to see that this was still supported on the Xbox One. I have an Xbox Series S. I bought mostly as a collector's thing because they were discontinuing that model. Not the S, but they were discontinuing the black 1 terabyte version. But then they brought it back, and I think it's with an SSD. I think the one I have is still an HDD, but whatever. I have someone that will take it off my hands once I get my X, but the X is expensive, and I was waiting to get an X anyway until a 4 terabyte expansion card is available, which is now available. An SSD 4 terabyte expansion. But the main thing that's expensive is ones with 2 terabyte. I want to get one that doesn't have any expansion card, and then I can put a 4 terabyte SSD in it. But the onboard SSD is also going to be enough. Because on the Xbox Series X, well, the Series S is the same, but on the Xbox Series X, the S doesn't have an expansion port. On the Xbox Series X, you can only store games. You can only store modern games made for the Series S on either the internal memory or the expansion memory. You cannot store them on a USB external drive. For, I'm sure, technical reasons that are very important. It still annoys me. And the technical reason is they want to sell more expansion cards. I'm sure there's some architectural reason why that is. I mean, the Series X is a beast. So I'm still waiting for, this is the second version of the second version of Series X that's out. I don't know if it has updated chips or not. I'm hoping that they'll release one because I'm on an Xbox One X, which has updated graphical chips and everything as well. So I'm hoping that they have something like that. Although I'm fine with the graphics of Xbox One games. Like I can play 4K on this box. I don't need 4K. I don't even have a 4K monitor. I play games like I would still play in 1080p, I'm sure, and stream in 1080p. Well, I definitely would stream in 1080p because I stream on Twitch, and Twitch, you can't stream on 4K on Twitch. You have to be in some special beta program. Plus, even though my internet should be fast enough to handle 4K streaming, my editing software and the amount of time it would take me to upload to YouTube would be, or even export from Twitch to YouTube would be outrageous for a 4K file. Already, even for a 1080 60 would be outrageously long. So, yeah, I put a lot of content up on YouTube, and so almost all of my streams get chopped up. That the actual action gets chopped up into bite-size bits if your mouth can handle it's big enough for a 1 hour bite. And 50 to 55 minutes is what I like to keep the episodes to. Try not to go over an hour. Try not to go under 50, but sometimes I do. I mentioned I had a lot of technical issues getting this thing going. I ended up having to hard reboot my gateway and then soft reboot it using a software so that they at ISP Central they would reboot things on their end. I also I hard booted my Xbox and then soft booted it again, and then or hard booted my Xbox and then reset all the, because I'm hardwired in on the Xbox. I reset all the ISP and all the other advanced settings, DNS, etc. Reset all the advanced settings, and then I did a speedtest.net test, and it was fine now. So hopefully, I was getting some red bit rates on my tablets. My last SnowRunner stream, but it turns out that the VOD was fine, so I was uploading fine, but the download was not working well on either of my tablets. So, but then today, twice the stream died shortly after I started it, and then I did a speed test, and it was nowhere near what it should be. What does this have to do with anything? No, it has nothing to do with anything. It's just that, yeah, I'm 26. Unless I have an amazing... I don't even know if this last one counts. Once it turns 0, they don't send you right to the pits. So I take it you do get to set a time on your final lap after the 0-0 mark. I don't know what the rules are for the MotoGP circuit itself.
This ends the first
some games, I
weekend.
know, once you hit 0, that's it. They put you in the pits, or you're forced to go to the pits manually. I mean, if you were doing it in real life, I think F1 is like that. If your practice or the qualifier hits 0, that's it. You got to go to the pit that lap. So your time, if it did count, it wouldn't be very good because it would include the pit. Oh, look at that, fastest lap. Oh, and where did I finish? Gonna find me. There I am. Roll cage. Number 23, that's me. Best 2-digit number. Favorite 2-digit number. I was going on, I think, in a SnowRunner stream about the number 23. Why is my favorite 2-digit number? It's a prime number, first of all. In base 10, it's made of the digits 2 and 3, which are the first 2 prime numbers. You add those together, you get 5, which is the next prime number.
Moto3 class qualifying session
and
is about to begin.
yeah, sure. Let's do Q1. I gotta get in the top 4, which hopefully I won't, because then I won't have to do a second qualifier. Yes, go to track.
The team has just finished preparing the bike, and the rider is ready.
Yeah, go. Yeah, 2 and 2. 2 times 3 is 6, the first perfect number. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. I am not your Google daddy. If you are plus 2 to the third is a power of 8, or a power of 2. 2 to 3 is 8, which is a power of 2, which makes no sense. And 3 to the 2 is a perfect square, which of course also makes no sense. 2 to anything is a power of 2, and anything squared is a perfect square, so by definition. But you're not going to get that with the number 47 or whatever. Well, let's see, 7 to the 4th would be a perfect square. 57 will not give you that. 57 isn't even a prime. It seems like it should be a prime, but it's not. It's 13 times 4. Or no, not 13 times 4. What is it? 57. Times 3. No. What is it times 3? 57. It's 5 and 7 makes 12. So it's something times 3. What is it times 3? 30. No. It's 57 is something times 3. So it's not a prime number. But 30, and you end up with 27. 19 times 3. That's what it is. Seems like it should be a prime number, but it's not. The 2 digits are prime numbers, so you might think, hey, that's pretty good. 5 and 7, they're both prime numbers in base 10. Plus 23 If you double it, it's 46, which has no significance whatsoever. But if you triple it, you double it because you're repeating the first. Multiplying again by the first digit. If you multiply again by the second digit times 3, you get a nice number. The nice number, I guess, according to the internet. Which also has not a lot of real significance, except for immature people on the internet. But the most important thing, probably about the number 23, is the birthday paradox. The answer to the birthday paradox. If you don't know what the birthday paradox is, you can also look that up, because I am not your Google daddy, as I mentioned earlier, but I actually will explain it, because it's cool. It is, let's see if I word this well now, because I got the wording all messed up when I talked to my roommate. How many people would you need to put in a room before it's more probable than not that any two of those people would share the same birthday? And a lot of people think the number, just by their intuition, generally leads them to think the number is going to be much higher, because the odds that someone shares their birthday with you is 1 out of 365, or during a leap year. If your birthday is on leap day, even less. But as you get more and more people, yep, I reset if I fall off. If you get more and more people, the odds that no one shares a birthday suddenly start becoming higher than the odds that 2 people do, because once you reach a certain point, there's so many connections between any 2 people that it becomes more likely that 2 of those 23 are going to share some birthday. Any 2, if you can, any particular 2, the odds would be very low, but 1 out of 365, ignoring leap years. But because there's so many 2-person connections, you have to check all the connections. There's so many connections. It's 23 choose 2 if you know combinatorics. That yes, it actually becomes more likely than not 2 people will share the same birthday, and you hit that majority mark, that more common mark, when you get 23 people in the room together. So that's the birthday paradox. Wiki it, Google it. Well, if you Google it, you're going to get some AI summary, which is more likely not to be wrong. So go ahead and wiki it, which you may also get a summary that's wrong if somebody's gone in there and edited it. They'll probably edit it to the number 69. They'll just say 23 times 3 or something. But those are usually caught, because there are editors now, volunteer editors, people that are assigned to edit. Wikipedia is no longer just Wild West. Where am I at? I'm at 12. I will gladly not make the top 4, hopefully. And since I've already probably had my best my best time, more likely than not, I've had my best time. Since I'm not going to get better, no matter what they do to the road. The AI, I was saying, the AI always does better and better every lap than the previous lap. So that's why you move down so much. That's why I move down so much, because I'm not going to do better and better with each lap. I'm a human. I get out there and maybe it takes me a couple laps to warm up, and then, I lay down my best time, and then I'm not going to beat that time. Humans don't set the pole position every time they go out, beat their previous time every time they go out. Their last time is not going to necessarily be their best time, since only your best time counts. Anyway. And there's no way for me to go in and, I don't go in during the qualifier and tinker with the engine or whatever, and change tires to something more appropriate for the track, or just a wing or whatever. There's no wings on this on a motorcycle, but you know what I'm saying. But you know, I mean, the tires on a motorcycle, the tires are kept with heaters, so when you go out with fresh tires, they're gonna be track ready. At least on a racing circuit like this. Maybe not in the Isle of Man road circuit, but maybe so. Probably so. The game I played before this was TTL Man 3, which was utterly ridiculous. Because TTL Man 2 was reasonable against the AI. TTL Man 3 was rewritten by a new company, and it was a beautiful game. They actually had the entire Isle of Man road system laid out, so you could play on not just the entire main circuit, but you could play on other circuits that were laid out throughout the open world. Problem was the AI was so ridiculously harder, and there was no arcade mode. Just the AI was monstrously difficult. I played it on the lowest difficulty setting. Not only did I not come close to winning the game, actually I ran into a bug twice that allowed me to win a race, but I never came in higher than last place in any race. Actually, no, I won a race once because of a bug, and I came in like 8th place once because of a bug, where the pack at some point just like froze, and I was able to pass them. And the one time I finished 8th is because only they froze when half of them were already past the finish line. It was on the last lap. Anyway, yeah, monstrously difficult. Much more difficult than TTL Man 2. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I asked a couple people, how would you rate TTL Man 3 compared to TTL Man 2? And they're all like, oh, I love TTL Man 3. It's so much better. It feels better. It's, the racing is better. They did a great job with it. And then I asked, well, you ever play against the AI? Oh, no, I never play against the AI. But, they have challenges also. That TTL Man 2, I would do the challenges, and they'd be obtainable, most of them. TTL Man 3, the only challenges on the map that I could do were ones that limited the amount of time falling off. Anyone that involved racing against the AI or racing against a particular time. And that's another thing. To get in the final race on TTL Man 3, you have to beat a certain time. You have to go around the track at a certain time. You have to set a certain time to be invited into the final race on the full track, which is a huge, long track. If you don't know anything about TTL Man 3, look that up. I am still not your Google daddy. But, or just Google world's most dangerous motorcycle race, or most deadly motorcycle race throughout history. Yeah, they do not adjust the qualifying times on any of the challenges or on the qualification. They don't adjust the times based on your difficulty level. The difficulty only affects the AI difficulty. And like I said, the lowest AI difficulty, which is they do 30 to 100, the lowest AI difficulty, forget it. I couldn't. Not only did I finish last, I always finished farther behind the guy in front of me, second to last, and that guy finished behind the first place guy. I also had kind of really tight rubber banding, so unlike most racing games where there's like a lead pack and then maybe a trailing pack and then a more spread out between in the middle, which is also kind of like in a real race. There'll be a trailing pack and then there'll be a lead pack that is just so much better than everybody else, and then there'll be some trailers that are just either not that good or the cars aren't performing cars, bikes aren't performing that well, whatever. And then everyone else would be kind of spread out together. But in TTL Man 3, TTL Man 2 had that just artificially. TTL Man 3 always had the pack was always very close together. So it wasn't like surprising that if I came in last place, I would come in very far last place, because the only places I could possibly come in would be either first or last, because they were all bunched together. Not totally all, you know, wheel to wheel the entire time, but one nice thing about this game, and a lot of games, the people that win the races are always the same people. Actually, that wasn't the last game I played. The last game I played was Grid Legends. I switch off between motorcycle and road games and auto games. In a lot of games, the people that win the races, there's an elite group of 3 riders or so that you're competing with to try to get the world championship. In this game, it seems like, and definitely in Grid Legends was the fact. I think there is somewhat of that in this game, but in Grid Legends, it was a crapshoot who would win any particular race. They had no innate talent, extra talent given any drivers or any kind of talent switch. So in Grid Legends, you didn't have to do that well to win the championship or, you know, multi-race event, because you could count on the people that finished 1, 2, and 3 to finish in the end 22, 3, and 24. Because they would start at the back, the leaders would start at the back in subsequent races, and since they had no more speed than anyone else, starting in the back meant they were going to be in the trailing pack. So you'd always be competing against them. So even if you finished 4th or 5th every race, it was like 3 races in an event, you could finish 5th in all 3 races and still easily win the event, because after 5 you would start near the back, but you know, if you could work your way back up to 5, you could start again near the back, and
First Moto3 class qualifying
another 5 would be good enough to
Let's see the ranking and names of the 4 riders who have qualified for the second
I
round,
finished last.
Start in a few minutes.
Not surprising, so no qualification. 2. Do I have enough time to do the entire race? It's going to be close. No, I don't think I do, because it's going to be at least 15 minutes doing the wall and all that other stuff. So,
good morning from Matt Burt to all
MotoGP
fans.
Well, unfortunately, what I have to do,
to the starting grid where riders are
I did too long of a official practice. I can't go to quit until I get to all this way. Okay, now I can exit the career menu. Yes. I can look at, see, last 5 races, I didn't do too bad. I did get a 1st place, and then a 2nd, 4th, 5th, and another 1st place, which is amazing. I am in 1st place in the championship. Shows you on the left side there. Right stick? Right stick. And so I'm in 1st place by 19 points, which isn't too bad. I'm not sure how late in the season I am. I have to go back one to see. It doesn't say. I have to finish in front of A. Fernandez in the standings. Within 3 Grand Prix. Austria, Malaysia, and Portugal, I'm going to guess. And my team is in horrible place. I'm sure. Career record for the team, 11 podiums out of 18. Is that my? Oh, it's rider and team. Okay, so this is me. Roll cage. I've won 3 races total. I've been 11 podiums And I got 1 pole position, which means nothing. You only need points for pole position. Current season, 3 wins. And 2 of those 3 wins have come in the last 5 races, so that's cool. Although I have no idea what week I'm on. 19? I'm getting near the end of the season. I have a decision to make. If I win the championship, do I move up to Moto2? Or do I do another... I feel like I want to do 2 seasons in each. My eventual goal is to win 2 seasons in Moto3, Moto2, and then however many seasons in MotoGP it takes me to win the championship. But, you know, maybe that will take too long. Maybe I want to move it into another game. Because it does take a while to do 2 seasons. I know my pace is I'm not doing an entire weekend in 1 episode. Like here, if I was able to get through the race, well, that would be an entire weekend in 1 episode. But yeah, I'm not doing that. So, and even if I did, it's like 26, so that's half a year to do 1 season, and then another half a year to do a 2nd season. So I'd be playing this game for a year, 50 some episodes for just Moto3. No, that's actually, it's 2, it produces 2 a week. So yeah, 6 months then for 2 seasons. Maybe that's not bad. 6 months for 2 seasons, another 6 months for Moto2, and then another 6 months or so. Yeah, that's not too bad. That would be, still, it'd be over 150 episodes or so. Yeah, I don't know. Paddock, nothing to see here. There's no way to change this. It says rider and team, but what's the team? I can't. All standings? Okay, here's the teams. Team standing overall 3rd, all thanks to me. Because riders, let's see where the other yellow guy is. He's not quite in last place. Anyway. Yeah, I can check Moto2, Moto3, all that stuff, but who cares? Anyway, and who likes me, who doesn't like me? I want the green team to like me. I want them to hire me, but I don't think I'm going to get the green bike team. I don't think I'm going to be offered that. I only need to be a rookie, and some of these are Moto2 teams. I'm all the way up on. I'm good enough that even the top people will make me an offer, which includes the Moto2 teams. But anyway, bike development, they're working on. Oh, no engine selected. No area selected? Oh, I just said let them do it. I still need stability now. That's the one thing I need for sure. To keep everything even. My relationship with Honda riders is neutral. Turning point bonus, neutral. I don't know. Transfer rumors, none of this does anything. Who cares? It never talks about me. So yeah, let's actually go back. And now if I say continue career, is it going to let me see the... No, it doesn't let me see. Oh, it says next round 19. Okay. Well, good. That's good enough. So I'm getting close to the end of the season. Anyway, coming up almost on 50 minutes. So I am going to end the YouTube episode here. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around though. I'm just going to take a short break and be right back. If you're watching on YouTube, that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode will be the next weekend day, Saturday, Sunday, at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is almost always midnight in the UK and almost never noon the next day in New Zealand. But it's plus or minus an hour depending on the time of year, thanks to daylight savings time and different hemispheres. And thanks to all of you for watching. Once again, Twitch, stick around. I'll be back in just a few minutes. YouTube, next episode. Either way, I will see you then.